Good morning, beautiful people. So this morning I did a look on my Facebook Live and the sound didn't work out. So here's a voiceover of the recording. Going in with the VFX Pro Strobe Primer in the purple package. This one is the lotion-based primer. It's really good for dry skin. Love it, especially in the winter time. Make sure that you prime your entire face. Get you a nice even coat. Work it into the skin and then let it dry for a couple of seconds before you attempt to put on your makeup. It's always good to have a good base before you decide to put on your foundation. You wouldn't paint a wall before you prime it, so always put on your primer before you paint your face. I was trying to tag my link in my comments and it wasn't working. Technology was not my friend today. Okay, so once that was all nice and rubbed in and dry, of course I had to fix my hair. So I decided to use the VFX Pro foundation. This is the camera ready foundation that has the filtered appearance. I used the 03 for contour and the 00 for regular foundation today. So it's just a shade lighter than what I normally use. But because I was using contour and highlight and foundation all in one, I used the 03 liquid concealer for highlight. So I put that on first and I put it directly between my eyebrows, straight down my nose, on the cupid's bow, in the middle of my chin, and under both eyes. Now when you highlight under your eyes, it creates an automatic eye lift effect. Notice that I did not blend it out yet. Now that I have on my war paint, I'm going to take the darker shade of the VFX Pro and I put it directly along the area that you would normally contour. So I put it on both cheekbones. My pump was not cooperating. And then I also used it in other areas that you would contour. Had to take the lid off because it was not cooperating. So I put it straight across the top of my forehead, around both curves of my forehead, and then again below my chin and on both sides of my nose. So I had my contour and my highlight done. Now it's time to find something to wipe my hands off with. Always be prepared. I had a rag earlier and couldn't find it, so I had to make use of the towel that was on my head. Now I'm going in with the 00 foundation color, which is just a tad lighter than what I normally use. But I wanted to offset the darker color of the contour. So I'm just dabbing little dots all over the places that do not have contour or highlight. I'm not overlapping. Make sure you get it everywhere. So I took a wet or dry beauty blender and I wet it You always want to make sure that you use a wet beauty blender because a dry one will soak up your foundation, whereas a wet one will spread your foundation. And I say wet, but I don't mean soaking wet, I mean damp. So after you wet it, you want to make sure that you wring it out completely. I even pat mine dry with a towel. You do not want it to be soaking wet. You just want it to be nice and damp. When you blend in with a beauty blender, you do not want to rub. You want to tap. Pound your face in. When you tap, you pound the makeup into your face, whereas when you rub, you wipe the makeup off. Notice that I'm just blending them all in together. Make sure that you go all the way down your neck. Make sure you get your hairline. Be sure that you blend all of it in all over. You don't want any dark spots, any light spots. Always make sure that you go into your hairline. Make sure that you go onto your ears. Make sure you don't forget your eyelids. That's a part of your face as well. Even though there were 3 different shades on my face, they blend in so well together when you do it all with one beauty blender. There's always one spot right in the crease of my eye that I cannot get with a beauty blender. As I said before, make sure you get your ears, make sure you go down your chin a little. So I went in with a blue eyeliner just on my waterline. That blue will add a nice pop of color and give your eye a little bit of depth. It's almost like a royal blue. And I just use it on the waterline. Sometimes I'll use other colors though. Yesterday I did a turquoise blue. It was really pretty. So I went in with this Sweet Almond blush. It's a nice peachy pink shade. Adds just a little pop of color, but not too much. Going in with the Smokey eye palette. This is a nice little trio set from Farmasi that has the exact colors that you need to make a smoky eye. So I used the lighter gray as a base coat and I put it all over my lid. So I just did a windshield wiper effect all over my lid with a semi-packed brush. So it's not a real fluffy brush and it's not a real tight brush. It's a good medium size brush. This is the point when one of my viewers told me that they couldn't hear me. So after I do the windshield wiper effect, I like to do a circle out to the corner to create that boundary. Going to do the same thing on the other eye, so windshield wiper effect, circle out to the corner. Windshield wiper effect, circle out to the corner. And I don't know about you all, but I always have one eye that seems like it just goes on so much smoother than the other one. So then I took a bigger, fluffier blending brush and went along the outer edge to dull the line. And I'm not pressing hard with the brush. And now I'm going to take the black, and I'm only going to go into the very corner with the black, very lightly. Notice that I tapped it on instead of swooping it on, because I only wanted it in that location. So I'm just tap, 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 tapping exactly where I want it. Then I took the foofy blending brush and smudged it out a little. So just blend, 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 blend. Blend, 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 blend. You want the colors to work seamlessly together. You don't want it to look like one color is just sitting on top of the other. Just barely using that blending brush. Not pushing down with it, just letting it float on top. Blend, 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 blend. So I took a very small brush and the lightest shade and just hit the inner corner of my eye for a little bit of pop, almost like a highlight to the front corner. Just in the corner. Then I took that floofy blending brush and blended it out a little. Same thing on the other side. So a little bit of that lightest shade right in the corner. And take the blending brush, blend it out just a little. Now I'm going to take the 01, which is the lightest shade in the face perfecting powder, and I'm just going to go over my entire face to set all of my makeup in place. I had a little bit of fallout and a little bit of wild going on at the ends, so I took the concealer again and just went under my eyes one more time. Made sure to swipe it out to make the perfect cut for that eyeshadow. Using concealer after eyeshadow is a good way to create that perfect finish on the outer edge of your eyeshadow to clean up the line. You do want to keep in mind though, after you have put on your concealer, you're going to need to set it, so always have a powder handy. So I took the brush that I had used for powder earlier and just went right back over that area where I concealed. Same thing on the other side. Conceal directly under the eye to take care of any fallout, any product transfer, and bring it out to make a nice smooth line on the edge of your eyeshadow. Be careful when you're blending it out though. If you're not super careful on that corner, you can get into your eyeshadow. So I took the same powder brush and just went right over that concealer. Now I'm going to use the Double Lash Effect Mascara. It has two wands. The first one is for length. It is a nice thin wand. I would compare it to our Zen wand if anyone has used our Zen mascara. It separates, lengthens your lashes. So I use one dip on both the top and the bottom on one eye. And then I dip the wand again and go on to the other eye. When I put on mascara, I do work from the base up. I know a lot of people just hit the tips and focus on the outside. I like to go from the base up because I feel like it gives me more lift and volume. Once I've done one coat with the length, I go in with the volume wand, which is thicker. And I do the same thing. I do one coat. I do not do my bottom lashes with this one. I just do the top ones. That was a little PSA that my sound was not working. So I'm just making sure that I evenly coat all of them, and then I dip one more time, do the other side's upper lashes, and then my eyes are complete. You can add another thin layer of the length on top of the volume if you would like. The extra coat of length simply breaks up any clumps that the volume wand may have left. Helps to separate those lashes and make sure that they are where you want them to be. Sometimes with a thicker wand, your lashes will stick together. The thinner length wand will separate them again. Now I did get a little on my eye, so I just took a dry Q-tip, barely rubbed, and it came off. Same thing on the other side, so just cleaning up that mascara. I'm going to go in with the All Natural Matte Liquid Lip. These matte liquid lips are amazing. They stay on all day long. I put them on around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I have to take them off when I take my makeup off of the evenings. They last through your eating, through your drinking, through your kissing, through your mask wearing. The tip to wearing those is one thin coat and let it dry completely before you do anything else. And there we go.